Hey there YouTube, I decided to make a quick and easy stat explanation guide for Honkai Star Rail, so let's jump into it. We've got health points. If these hit 0, your character is incapacitated. Attack is your general offensive stat, defense is your general defensive stat. It also affects the power of shields for preservation characters. Speed affects your turn order and your turn rate in battle. You generally want as much of this as you can. Crit rate is your chance to provide an additional multiplier for any offensive action, and crit damage is the multiplier of said action. Break effect is a multiplier that occurs whenever a character breaks an enemy, and what each of those effects is varies depending on the element. There will be a link to a chart from the wiki for this in the video description. What this is not is an increase to the rate that you can break enemies, which you can only currently get from blessings in the simulated universe. Outgoing healing boost is a multiplier on healers. Very nice stat to have. Max energy is how much energy you need in order to use your ultimate. You get 20 energy from using your normal, 30 energy from using a skill, and between 5 to 25 energy when your characters are hit based on what attacks they are hit by. Energy regeneration rate is a multiplier on those previous values. However, this is a very rare stat. It is only from one relic slot and a few light cones. It's a very good stat for supports and for healers. Effect hit rate is a multiplier on status effect chances to hit. For instance, if you have a freeze that only has a 50% chance to hit, and you have an effect hit rate of 50%, the freeze chance is now 75%. This is a really good stat to have on agility characters and the current preservation roster. Effect res is the other side of this coin, which is your chance to not get hit by status effects. This can be a good stat if enemies have particularly nasty status effects, but as for how effective it is generally to have, we're unsure. The various boosts for elements are another multiplier on characters' damage types. More damage is more damage. You can get this from relics and from traces. You generally want this as high as you can for offensive characters. And the various resistance boosters, this is just an additional resistance multiplier for the various damage types. That wraps it up. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities.